gonna start
One
the
second.
recording. So, another Saturday, another session. Can any use do a recap?
If you want to, yeah.
Go for it.
Can.
Give us a recap.
Okay, so by my notes. So 5 years ago, we the party were rated adventurers, each on our own page. We were summoned by the Queen Rosam at the year 1479 of the Forgotten Moon, and we were tasked to investigate on the where is the Mountain Isle to search after a weapon, where it was or what it is. And we heard that there was an investigation wagon, and some witness saw a person controlling them. It was maybe a turtle with a puppet. And then so we arrived to the isle. We saw some kids. I saw a figure. We went into the tavern. We haggled with the dwarven barman. Some of people slept in rooms. Dorme slept in the dwarven room. um, then we slept. We fight with the turtleoid in the dream. And when we woke up, we had some curses put upon us, like watermelon for Noah. I was struck by lightning, and Dorme had
Years.
elephant ears, or was it?
Elephant ears.
Yeah, I don't remember. What was it? Torash? No, not Torash. It was Dorme, because Torash didn't have any curse because I healed him when he went down. Yeah, and also there's the bag nightmare guy who tried to pick me up and bore me.
I
So
was
yeah.
seeing if you could actually remember the Bagman.
Yeah, I remembered. Don't worry.
So
If you did, you remember.
so we were, you were all heading towards the bar, keep, at the end of the last session before we cut to black. So we'll pick up from there. After the barkeepers beckoned you to come over, you will all arrive at the bar, and he goes, "So, how did you sleep last night then?"
Oh, I slept okay. It terrible, but
Got really fucked up in the dream.
the dream was kind of annoying. But and the whole losing thing, that was annoying. But I don't know. I feel like it was like a premonition or something like that.
Premonition of what?
I have no idea. It's like someone we have to face in the future or something.
So,
If
do
we are
you
going
guys
to,
do you know where you have to go at the moment then?
Yeah. What is the what is the mission objectives of the current quest?
Are you asking me that or the
Yes,
party that?
data DM. Yeah.
Okay, at the moment, all you know is you have to try and find a weapon that's somewhere on the island.
Okay.
do we know what the weapon's name is, or just
Nope, no one has a clue what it is. They do know that it looks like a sword, but that's it.
Did we see the sword in the dream? Was it wielded by
No.
the? Okay. Right.
But the dream was something that the Raven King conjured on to use. So he doesn't even know about this weapon.
Mm. Do we have an idea like who had it last, or what it was called, or anything?
No,
Yeah.
all you know is it's somewhere on the Malton Isle. And the best way probably is to ask around, ask about any rumors.
Okay. So we're all awake. It's in the morning, and
Yeah,
Tavern
it's
Keep is
basically
there.
we're literally leaving off where you all talked about what happened. You dealt with the watermelon on your hands, and the barkeep beckoned you over to the bar, and where we cut a black, and then of course I've just faded you in that you were standing at the bar talking to the barkeep.
Okay. So Noah walks over to the barkeep. He's like, "Hey, heard any rumors about a weapon that's been lost in these parts?"
Rumor about a weapon, huh? Let me think. I haven't heard anything about weapon. The last rumor I heard was the guild master was possessed. That's the latest rumor I've heard.
What kind of guild are we talking about?
It's an Adventurous Guild. Hey, it might have a bit of information on on something that you're looking for. It might even have the weapon. You never know.
Yeah, that's a good place to start. But
How
where can I find this Adventurous Guild?
Oh, but it's not far from the entrance to the city. Do you even know where you are at the moment?
I mean, we just got here. We've never been here before. It's that I can remember. All kind of new to us, but yeah, we're here to retrieve some sort of weapon for client. I think. Is that right? I can't remember who we are we doing this for ourselves or
We do it for the Queen Rosam. So the queen of the mineral.
she is our client. I forgot about
Yeah, but
Oh,
I talk that to you as not as a player because
that.
my
Saying
player
it out
can't
loud.
talk.
Okay.
So just in case.
right. Okay. I was just. I'm glad you said that because I was actually about to say something in character there.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't know that this is Flobus, right?
That's the name of the town.
That's the name of the city, yes.
Okay. How's that spelled, by the way? I'm gonna put that in my notes.
It is spelled FLOHBUS. The H is silent, but like flow and bus, just the H
Okay.
is silent.
Yeah, I've been
Right.
to many a sea town. Yes. What do you think, guys? Should we check out the Adventurers Guild for any more leads?
You see, just do go put a thumbs up, and then go back to the bar.
Right.
What's
I
the
will
matter with
follow the
you?
group.
What's the matter with you? He points at Dougal. I remember you talking last night.
Just putting his hands to in direction of the mask.
the mask is constricting the way you talk. Hang on, you didn't have that mask last night.
You just put a bit of paper and a pen and just write down like the explanation of just I switch the mask and just put it to the dwarf.
Oh, that seems a bit inconvenient if this one's making you not be able to talk.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to go away tomorrow or something. It changes every night or I can't remember. Something like that, right?
This seems a bit, still a bit inconvenient, but okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
I'm just glad we
Maybe
don't
it's
all have a
a
mask.
little bit extra armor. I don't know. Maybe there's some benefit to it.
Well, the Adventurous Guild is near the entrance of the town. Just have a walk around. You'll eventually see it.
But
We do
Torash.
also have a blacksmith here if you are in need of any gear.
So we should definitely check that out.
Agreed.
Hi Torash, you ready to go too?
Yes.
I heads out the tavern door to look for the Adventurers Guild.
Okay, you all head outside to a bright, bustling city with a few people now walking around. Let me turn that down a bit.
It's a giant person in those buildings.
Sorry?
Over next to the farmstead, there's a big giant person in the middle of those three
Oh,
buildings.
oh,
Oh yeah.
I got it. That's not supposed to be there.
Is there a statue?
Oh my god, it's the
I
Titans!
got this map indicator on my map. Let's just go there.
So you now notice that the town is a lot more lively after compared to last night. Is there any direction you'd like to go, or just would you just like to roam around the city at the moment?
Did the tavern dwarf, did he point in the general location of the Adventurers Guild?
He only said that was near the entrance of the city.
Okay, would Noah know where that is?
No, you didn't see an entrance last night.
Okay,
From
because we
what
came in through the
in the
docks,
dock?
not the gate.
Yeah. So
Probably the opposite direction from the docks.
were you saying that in character or?
No, I was saying out of character.
He's just
Duco
gonna
just
walk.
goes to the corner and
Mhm.
just look at this street to see what's going on. If there's any commotion or shop bustling around, and begins to open up.
Give me a perception check then.
Okay. Okay, so that's a 19 plus 2, I believe. Yeah, plus 2, so 21.
As you're walking down the street, you see a few doors open with a couple of owners either standing or near the door. These seem as though they're homes.
So there are many homes. Okay.
About this building on the small island outcropping.
Are you want
What
to
does
have
he see?
if give
Yeah.
me a perception then?
23.
You notice that this is actually a fishing house, so supply house.
Okay, so they sell fishing stuff. Okay.
They sell fishing stuff. They store fishing gear for the fishermen.
Noah walks in and it's like, you know what? I could use a new rod. He walks in the store.
Okay.
Sorry.
So is everyone else following them?
Dugo just looks at Noah. When he says, I need a new rod, he's just like, you can't hear the sigh because there's the mask, but he just dropped his shoulders, so he just walks in, just shoulders
I
down.
pat Dugo on the back and then walk into.
Fair enough. You all walk into this bright shop. Oh, it would help if I moved yous over. Other than fishing gear, you also see some weapons on the table.
Ooh.
You also see a dark-haired elf stood behind a counter. As he sees you all walking in, he quickly scrambles about and throwing the weapons behind the counter.
Those aren't
we all saw the
by
weapons, right?
happenstance for sale, are they?
What are you on about?
Pardon me, reintroduce myself. I'm Tanner, at your service.
Oh, nice to meet you. My name is Maris. What can I do for you?
We're just shopping around. I thought I'd look in your hair shop, see what's for sale.
We have fishing rods, fishing lures, baits. What would you like?
You sell weapons as well?
What? No, we don't sell weapons.
That's your own personal collection, I see. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I saw you put away those weapons on the table there. I saw them.
No, I don't think you saw anything.
Out of character,
Give
is he
me-
trying to do the not Han Solo, but Obi-Wan Kenobi trick?
Give me an
What does
insight.
his face look like?
Yeah, can I roll an insight check against what he's saying?
I was about to say whoever wants to give me an insight check. And also his face. He's
Natural-
looking quite panicked.
Natural 19 for 21.
I'll wait till
I rolled
Malcolm. Alright. For your 10, Malcolm, you're unable to tell if he's actually lying or if he's just flustered.
Mhm.
Noah, on your 21, you know he's outright lying and trying to cover the fact that he's lying.
No, I just like, hey, we're not thieves. We're not pirates. We're not here to steal from you. If you don't want to sell us any weapons, that's quite all right. But, yeah, If you want to show the weapons, if you're interested in trading, just let us know. And he puts 5 gold on the table, and it's for your trouble.
Persuasion check.
Me too.
What was that?
Me too. Natural 18.
He reaches over, grabs the 5 gold, and puts it in his pocket before going. So, what would you like?
You have any swords you'd be willing to part with?
Short, long, dagger?
Perhaps a long sword. I don't have a sword myself at the moment.
I do have a nice long sword here. I'm not particularly fond of it, but you might be. He pulls out a long sword from the collection that he tried to hide. It looks a little bit dull in the unnatural light, but if you want to pry into it, give me a perception check. If not, then it's fine.
He tries to see what the quality is just by looking at it. Or that's the wrong one.
Okay.
Perception. Okay.
Yeah, can I just so it's a dark elf, right?
Yes.
Does he look like battle scarred, or is he from the mainland and have participated to battles? That's my question.
So you do see a couple of scars along his arms because his sleeves are rolled up, and he does have a scar across his face, like 3 scars across his face, all running parallel. Parallel. I can't say the word. Yeah.
Parallel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
Or to each other.
Probably 25.
This you
So many-
looking at the swords, you notice that this is actually Sunblade. That it's lost a bit of its color because of the unnatural light, but you feel it's worth a lot.
I'll offer you 50 gold here for this little long sword.
I don't know about that. I feel it is worth a little bit more than that.
Well, name your price.
I feel it's worth about 300 gold. If this is not your like, and I do have other swords.
How about I might be able to give you 100 gold to take it off your hands if you are willing.
Give me a persuasion, since you are trying to bargain with them.
17.
Damn you.
Is rolling pretty
He-
well today.
I know. Rolled this well in a long
He's
time.
he's looking at the sword and contemplating. I mean, it is dull. It does look rusted. Might not be worth 300. How about 150?
Mm, I go over to oh, what's his name? Hugo, and it's like, hey, can I borrow 20 gold?
He just so Duko is near the door. He just looks at Noah, raising a eyebrow because he wasn't really listening. He was just trying to keep his nose and face outside of the smell.
Look out. He's a lookout scout.
Yeah.
I'll pay you 5 gold interest on payment.
Mm. He give you 20 gold. Yeah, okay, 20 gold.
Thank you. He walks back over to the counter. All right, I'll take it.
I'll put it on your account.
Put it on my tab.
So you owe me 1 punch and 25 gold.
Yes.
Perfect. It's yours. You can add the sun sword to your character sheet.
Right, sun sword.
Sorry, sun blade.
Blades. Nice. That about broke my bank, but that's a pretty cool sword.
Yeah, especially considering it emits a bright light in a 15-foot radius and a dim light with it for additional 15 feet.
Yeah, that helps me a
You-
lot since I'm not a dark elf or elf. See in the
Yeah,
dark, so
exactly.
huge.
I'll need to add that soon. Okay.
Right. You guys want anything, or should we keep looking for the Adventurous Guild?
Oh,
You just
so
see Duko just still his face
you,
outside, like trying to breathe.
you,
Oh,
you
does it smell bad in there? Does it smell like fish or something?
yeah, it does.
Oh. It's kind of red.
You hear from the elf. Oh, looking for the Adventurous Guild. You went in the completely opposite direction. You went the other way.
Oh, I see.
When you
Haven't
when
been
you
here
hit this
before.
when you hit the statue, just head left. It should be up that direction.
I see.
Thanks for the information.
Noah heads that way.
And I will follow.
Okay.
And so do
Oh, wrong one. I'm gonna take you to that one. That's my bad. Let me just zoom out a bit.
So you say it's the left. We have to turn left at the stairs. Is that what you
At the
said?
statue.
He said the statue.
At the statue. Okay.
Does
That's the statue.
Noah remember seeing it when he came in last night? It's right here, right? Statue.
Yeah. You all went past it last night.
He just keeps heading in the opposite direction until he finds it.
You are all walking past a few people, even a beggar on the corner.
This one?
Yeah. You see the beggar going, spare any change?
Just got a question, DM. Does the people see my mask or not? And how do they react if they see it?
Everyone sees your mask, but they're too busy to react.
Okay. Okay.
Noah goes over to the beggar.
Even
and-
with my hood up, like when I have my
They-
hood.
They're seeing the bottom of it when your hood is up.
Yeah. Okay.
Noah goes over to the beggar and holds a gold coin in his hand and just
You
kind of
don't have
twirls
any
it
gold.
around.
You just gave everything.
No, I still have like a little bit.
Oh, okay. My bad. My
14
bad.
gold.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty low. He just twirls a gold in his hand. He's like, "Hey, beggar, you haven't heard any rumors about a weapon or something like that?" He just twirls the gold in his hand.
Thank you, guys. No. I haven't heard rumors. I did hear there was a be spare part within the Adventurous Guild with weapons upon it. It might be there.
Okay, I see. He keeps walking.
As you come up to the blacksmith, that is with the sign hanging down, you see on your left a sign saying Adventurous Guild.
All right, over here. Noah walks in the direction the sign is pointing.
Okay. As you are approaching, give me a perception check, all of you.
Oof. That's a 9 total.
13.
14 total.
Okay. You see nothing.
Woo!
Yay.
As you approach the door to the Adventurers Guild, and you do see it's slightly ajar door.
Slightly jarred open.
Yeah,
The door is ajar? What?
ajarred meaning it's slightly
Yeah, I
open.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, he's joking. He's just saying that the door is ajar.
Noah, are you just straight walking in? Yeah.
Yeah, he's just gonna walk in the front room. What does the
Dexterity
building look like
saving
on
throw.
the outside? Before he walks in, what is it look like?
It actually looks a bit like a mansion. Strangely enough for Adventurous Guild, normally it's a big building or a long building, but this is a mansion. It has a tower. As you're looking at the door, there is a tower on the left, and it looks like there is a back garden if you move around the right, but it's mainly just a stone mansion.
Okay. He walks in and looks around. Do you see
Dexterity
anyone
saving as you walk in. I will teach you to not just walk in automatically.
that
What was
happened
that?
to me in the last game. 15.
And what was that?
15, 1-5.
As you walk in, you seem to walk over a wire. You notice the wire. As you're looking down, 2 arrows come shooting at you. You quickly roll out of the way. The arrows go flying out into the street.
So
What
we
was
have to do it, the saving throw.
No, you don't because you aren't in line with the door.
Okay.
Seeing the arrows, I'm gonna like move to put myself in front of no.
Noah's inside the building, you're outside the building.
Yeah, I'm like I want to step in around him with my shield up.
Is that after the arrows have came, or
Yeah.
because the arrow? Okay. If you want, move your character just in front of him then.
Where is he at?
Just move your character past the wall, and then you'll see him.
Okay.
So past the wall in front of you. Yeah.
Okay.
Hugo will follow just a bit after signing to Dorme to come after him.
Balmy does start following you behind, and then in.
Yep.
Balmy then moves next to the door, and suddenly just sits and starts reading for some reason.
No character like.
And Noah's just like, hello? Anyone here?
You don't hear anything. Sorry, I forgot to change the music. You don't hear anything or anyone as you enter. Reply back.
Does he see anything in the room that is of interest?
No, you only see 4 statues. 2 at the corner of the stairs, below the stairs, and 2 behind you.
How lit is the room?
It's candlelit from a chandelier.
Magical
Above.
candlelit or fire?
Normal
Normal?
candlelight.
Okay.
Is there any doors on the sides here, or
There is a door to your right, and then stairs leading up.
okay?
What an adventuring guild. A trap at the front door.
Because we gotta watch out for traps, because this place looks like, I don't know, it's like they test new adventures or something. They put up traps, see if they can handle themselves. I'll just be aware. Might be better to go in the garden. I saw there's like a way to get in the back garden. Maybe that's where they meet. This is just like their testing area. What do you all think?
If you think that's best, then maybe we should try.
Want to try to go through the traps and tests and whatnot?
You just see Dugo just walk casually in the room, going for this. I don't know if you see it. I don't know if a door or what is it? What is it?
That's not a door. It's because the stairs going up. That's
okay.
and you can't see the top. That's why
Oh, I see it.
That's
now.
why it's black
Stairs
light.
are here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's just going to look through to the statue or the armor. I don't know. Is it statue?
If it's a statue, yes.
Okay, he's just going to look and see if there's any trap or mechanism behind or
okay.
on.
Give me an investigation check.
Yeah, obliged.
I want to check the stairs. I'm in front of me.
Check the stairs or trip the stairs?
Yeah.
I want to check the
Noah wants to check the stairs for traps as well.
Okay, both you.
That's a 9 for me.
Give me an investigation, and as for the statue, you don't see any traps upon or anything of the sort upon the statue in front of you.
I got an 11.
I got a 10.
You both don't see any traps on the stairs. It looks like they're just normal perfect stairs.
Noah kind of just kind of walks to the side. He kind of clings to the rail, not trying to step on the main part of the step. Kind of avoid things he can't see.
On the carpet.
Yeah, he just tries to like climb up the rail almost, as opposed to like.
If you're trying to
that.
climb, if you're trying to climb using the rail, give me a athletics check, please.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Oh.
I'm saying athletics because he's trying to climb on them first.
Yeah.
7.
And then staying balance on it.
You struggle to climb on the rail, to the point where you feel like if you stand, you'll just fall off. So you stay lying down on the rail between your chest and your lower body, and it's basically the rail is in between your legs, and you're holding on with the rail just in front of you.
He's like, this is a bad idea, and then he just walks up the stairs to the landing to see what he can see. It's right here.
Yeah. So as you reach the top of the stairs, you see a bit of a statue in the next room, and what looks like stairs further on, but nothing else.
I'm also gonna walk up.
You
He
see,
he goes up here, then checks and like sees what's inside.
yeah. Let me just do Torash first. Torash,
Yeah.
as you move up the stairs, you also see a bit of another statue, but a little bit further on, you see something red. You're unsure what it is. You may need to get closer to find out what it is. Oh, Noah, as you reach the top of the stairs completely, you see a hand in the chair in front of you.
He
You think
just
there's someone there?
oh he says, "Is there someone there?"
You get no
figure.
reply.
He goes inside very carefully. He checks for traps right here. Make sure there's no trip wires or anything.
I'm gonna say now, you don't see any tripwires. There's nothing in the way.
Okay. He walks over and wants to inspect this figure, see if he's alive or
Uh,
not.
As you approach, are you touching him?
And he's just kind of looking at him to see if he's breathing, to see if he's alive or not, sleeping or.
Okay,
whatever.
if that's the case, give me a perception check.
19.
What was that?
19.
As you're inspecting, well, looking at this body, you realize there's actually blood coming out on the chair. This person's dead.
Oh shoot. He quickly looks around the room to see if there's any figures hiding or uh, what's going any clues as to what might have happened.
If you're looking for that, I'll need a new perception check.
Same 19.
As you're looking around, you don't see any figures, but you do see blood off on the like blood footprints off on the left corridor. You don't. Hang on. Because I need to double check your vision. You're unable to see much else other than the bloody footprints in the left corridor.
Okay.
I just had
like,
to double check your vision because when I'm looking over on me left screen, I've got everyone's vision, so I can see Torash is looking at a different set where you're seeing the ones on the left.
Yeah, I was like, can I
Okay,
see
I
what
see.
what the red stuff is over there clearly now?
You're a bit closer and you're starting to see outlines of footprints.
Mm.
So
think
Diggle would
he's been
just walk
murdered,
to the
Jules.
body.
What was that?
Diggle would just walk to the body and just check if it's really dead or if it's undead or, any specific of the death.
Okay, give me an investigation check. Noah, what were you gonna do?
He wants to check the body for any items, notes, loot, general what he was carrying on him.
Okay, you also give me an investigation check.
Quick question: investigation or medicine? Because I'm checking if he's dead.
Oh, if you're checking if he's dead, then yeah, medicine.
So if he's dead and if there's any, implements that if is going to be resurrected by a dark magic or anything like that. So is it medicine,
Yeah,
arcana, or investigation? That's
it
three.
would be if you're thinking about trying to resurrect them, it would
No,
be.
no, no.
But if you were thinking about trying to resurrect them, it would be medicine and arcana. If you're just checking
Death and how
anything else,
he was killed. Yeah, it's more
yeah,
like
it
how he
would.
was dead and if he's dead. Yeah.
That's why initially I said investigation,
Mhm. Oh yeah.
because I knew what you were wanting. That's why I said investigation.
So okay. So if I rolled for investigation, it's 14, just 14. If it was medicine, it was 19 total. So yeah.
The body. When you check to see if he is actually dead, you feel that he's stone cold, like he's been dead for days. You see, real quick, Noah, what was your investigation?
13.
You both see a knife wound on his chest, multiple knife wounds in his chest, and his throat has been slit.
Is he carrying anything on his person? Also, what kind of creature is this?
It's human.
Okay.
Worst kind of creature there is.
Right, real quick, Torash, what are you doing?
I am gonna go to this hallway and look at the blood a little bit more.
Okay, give me a perception check for that then.
Does he not have anything on his person?
No, he doesn't. And
Okay.
that
I
was
got
actually
4.
supposed to be.
It looks like all his valuables have been taken already, and like it was a robbery almost.
Give me a sec. Oh, that was wrong. So it does look like it was a robbery, but you're still unsure if it was.
The what, who, or what.
Yeah.
Okay, so is his eyes closed or not?
His eyes are open.
Okay, so
Also
Dougal
for
will just shut them down and cast prestidigitation on him and his glove to get the blood out, like disappear.
okay.
But the blood on
You
the
do
floor
that.
is still on, just on this glove extra.
While you do that, Torash, you do notice that the uh footprints are going into the room on the left.
Noah starts walking over to the footprints to investigate.
Give me a perception.
Nine. Natural one.
Oh. As you were, was that actually in that one?
Yeah.
As you approach the footprints, you go a bit too far and end up slipping on the blood. As you
Does he take any
fall
damage?
on, he doesn't take damage, but he is prone. As you slip, you do fall back onto your back, but you do notice that there is now stairs to your right.
All right. Does he see anything over here, or?
You, as you're looking out the window, you see a couple of chairs on a patio.
Okay. No bloody marks over there or anything.
No.
Okay. He starts to head down the stairs, checking for traps as he goes really cautiously, stealthing.
Okay. As you, before we do that, I'm just gonna switch over to the other two. Dougal, what are you doing?
So after sending the features of the dead, I'm going to go on the left side. So do I see the footprints and all?
You do see the footprints as well, yes.
Okay, yeah. And then I'm just going to follow really quietly without announcing my presence by knocking my knuckles, but just following Noah quietly.
Okay. Torash, what are you doing?
I am going to go meet back up with the group and then say I found another set of bloody footprints on the other side leading into a room.
As you say that to the others, what are you gonna do back? Say back. If you say anything back. Like my vision is bad. Really? Oh, there. Okay. Sorry, I was seeing the light going through. I was like, oh, that's gonna annoy me. That's gonna annoy me. So yeah, as Torash says, he finds bloody footprints on the other side. Are you saying anything back or continuing what you were doing?
Hugo just look back to Tarash, just do a thumbs up, and then do some signs like that they know that it says like a look after.
Okay.
So
No,
did I hear a voice?
you haven't went down the stairs yet. Sorry, up the stairs yet.
Okay, it goes up. Okay. Wasn't sure if it went up or down. Are they dark? Is it like dark in the stairwell?
At the moment, yes.
He pulls out his sun sword, sunblade, for some light.
Okay.
Using
So
it
yous
already.
yous are all going up, yes?
Yeah, stealthy.
Okay. Wait, hold on, come back here. Give me control again. Right. Get off, go away. Right. If you're going up stealthy, are you sure you want to pull out your sword?
Hmm.
Because if you do, that's disadvantage on the stealth roll.
Quick question. So the footprints, where are they heading? Because we saw the footprints, but where are they heading?
They're heading into a room that's next to the stairs.
With the stairs or with the?
No,
Uh,
they're
door.
like they are pointed towards a door.
Okay.
This door or another?
There.
Where?
Yeah.
Well, Noah's just kind of gonna wait to see what the other two companions do, see where they go, because he was very unsure of what these footprints mean.
So are you two gonna enter the room then, or go up the stairs?
I am going to enter the room.
As you enter the room, you suddenly get a bad whiff of death, and you see on the bed a body that's been recently killed.
I'm going to cautiously approach the body and then look to see if I can figure out like a time of death.
Give me a medicine check then.
22.
The time of death seems like about 5 minutes ago.
Wow.
I'm going to share that
It's like
information with
fresh.
everybody else.
Kill. TJ. I mean, not TJ. Noah. 2 campaigns.
Yeah,
Noah,
happens. It's fine.
he wants to look. Is this a cabinet over here, or what is this?
You do see within the room, or so you do see a door on your right and a dresser near Torash.
He searches through the dresser to see if he can find any notes or items.
Okay. Give me an investigation check when you get up to the dresser.
Another nat 1. 7.
As you try to pull the dresser door out, it suddenly becomes stuck. As you keep trying to pull and pull, it finally comes loose, but everything goes everywhere as you fall back onto the body.
Oh.
Who is on the body right now?
So Torash was checking the body, and Noah's just been flung back from trying to pull the dresser drawer open, and he's now lying on the body.
Okay, so as Dugo says
I'm gonna
that,
look
he
him
just
up, like, what you
rushed to
doing?
Noah, just pulling off the body, like fucking flying him over.
He's like trying to. He like picks up like a towel or a rag in the room, just tries to wipe off the blood from his armor. It's like, oh, this is gonna leave a stain. Dang it.
Question, GM. Can I cast Precipitation on Noah and the body?
No, I'm pretty sure there's a time limit on that.
Wait, there's a time limit?
If there's not, I'm bloody putting the time limit on it.
Oh, there's duration 1 hour. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But it says here, you instantly clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot. So that means I clean it for 1 hour, or and then it comes
So
back as soiled.
no, it's instantly cleaned, but you're unable to use it again for an hour.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, so I can't clean this body then. Oh fuck, since I cleaned the other one. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I'm just going to close the eyes of the body because I think it's open.
The eyes are actually shut. It looks as though this person was killed in their sleep.
Huh. Okay.
I would like to check out this door.
Yeah,
Think this is a door, right?
it is a door, yes.
Yeah.
As you swing it open, you get a whiff of steam. It seems as though this person fell asleep with a very hot bath being ran. You also see trickling out as you open the door, water.
Mm. Oh, there's just windows
Yep.
on the wall.
Yeah, they are just windows.
Okay.
You can enter that room, by the way. See.
What's this door right? Is this a door right here? What is this?
Yeah, it is a door. Yes.
Okay. No one wants to go in. Yeah.
The door's open already because Torash has went in.
Okay, this is the bathroom. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I
Does he
said
see
it was a
anything-
whiff of steam.
Do you see anything out of place other than the body in the tub?
No. And you mean the body on the bed, not in the tub.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said there was a body in the tub.
No, the person fell asleep with the bath running.
Oh,
And
I see.
it's overspilled.
Mm-hmm.
But the water's no longer running, though.
Okay.
How nice and courteous of them to turn off the water. And then stab them.
It's interesting that they have running water in here. Had.
Yeah, this is it's like a modern bath.
Like a old Victorian where only the rich people had running
Yes.
water.
So Dugo would just go to the balcony of the room.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a balcony, right?
That
So he's
that
going
is a
to-
door to a balcony. Yes.
Yeah, so he's going to take the door and go to the balcony and see if outside there's any people rushing, like just looking through the streets.
Yeah. Give me a perception check then.
Hey, that's a 10.
You don't see anyone running as though they're being chased or anything. You do see people running around, doing work stuff.
Do I see the kids from yesterday night or not?
No, you don't.
Huh. Not playing in the street, huh? Sorry.
What's everyone else doing?
I'm gonna maybe we should check
go
the.
back outside and start stealthing up the stairs.
Okay, give me a stealth check then. Torash, are
going
you
to
following them?
follow. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's, 14.
Right. Are you also stealthing up the?
I'll try to.
Okay. Easier. Is everyone going stealth? I know Noah is.
Yep.
Do go.
Yeah, I'm following. I'm following stealthily.
Right. Stealth check. I'm guessing you might need to do a disadvantage, Torash.
Yeah.
Heavy armor.
Well,
My first roll was a 12. My second roll was a 2.
Oh, no.
So I rolled a 17 plus 4, so 21.
well, it wouldn't even matter because of heavy-footed Torash. as you so Noah, as you're slowly making your way up the stairs, as slowly and stealthily as you can, you hear right behind you. You turn around and see Torash trying his best to sneak up the stairs with you.
Finding
With
every
Dougal
track in the steps.
with
You just,
Dougal
you
right
just hear the
behind.
clanging sound of his armor, like.
as you reach the top, you see someone standing over a body within a magic circle.
What does this
Well-
figure look like?
You're unable to tell. He's wearing a hood, a black hood, over his head, and he seems to be weaving some magic in front of him.
Can I try an Arcana check on Harm Key to see if he's conjuring a necrotic spell or using Harm Key?
Give me your Arcana check then.
So
would
it's
like
a
to-
13 plus 0, so 13.
As you're trying to check what spell he's weaving, he suddenly turns to you.
I just want to know if it's. I don't want to know the spell. I just want to know the nature of the spell. If it's necrotic or
He-
Harm Key or death.
Even then, he feels you trying to check. He turns to
Wait, you
you.
didn't hear me coming up the stairs?
He
Noah
he was
pulls out
too
his subway.
focused. He was too focused with his chanting to
This
notice.
guy is dedicated.
But
Noah
as he
wants to try
feels, as he feels Dougal trying to sense the type of magic, he turns to you and go, "What are you doing here? You are not supposed to be here. Ah, you ruined this ritual. Ah, and then disappears
Oh.
from sight. Let me just do that.
Did he see my mask or not?
It wouldn't matter. His hood was covering his eyes.
Okay. Okay.
You're just left within this room with a magic circle in front of you and what seems to be another body under a cloth.
Body is still bleeding or is it dried?
The body is dry. It seems as though this body's been here a while.
I guess he had some sort of teleportation spell, something. It was a murder. Did do I get a good look at this guy in the hood?
Not before he disappeared.
What did his robes look like? Were there any symbols on them or sigils?
There was no symbols that you could see. The cloak was tattered and old and ripped in certain areas.
Are there any weapons on his person that he could see?
No, not in the quick look you got after he turned around.
Hugo is just so do we see the face of the body or is it wrapped in cloth?
It's fully wrapped in cloth.
Okay. Is it beautifully wrapped or is it like just a meh
It's
wrapped?
it's like a mummied wrap.
Okay, I'm just going to let it like that and just going to try to identify the. Well, I'm not a magician, so I won't. I'm a monk. I'm not a magician. Come on.
That's why the person sensed you straight away.
Yeah.
Is there any chests or cabinets in this area?
You don't see any chests. You do see a lot of barrels, and you do also see a bit of paperwork on the desk.
Where is the desk?
Right where Noah is.
Okay,
Wants to look at this paperwork.
Are you looking or actually touching and moving things around?
He wants to see if he can read the writing on this without touching it first.
Give me a perception check. I was only asking if you were moving things around, so then I knew which check I was going to give you.
Okay.
So Dugo is going to do the same thing, and then after doing a sign to Noah if he's finished, he's going to take the book.
Right. So that was a 6, yeah?
26.
26.
26. Yeah.
And for my perception check, I believe it's 15.
You are unable to read properly, just from looking. Dougal. But Noah, you can actually make out some of the words upon the paper, but you also notice that it's badly burnt. Do you want to pick it up and read it properly, or just let Dougal pick it all up?
What are the words that he recognizes? What is the general sense that he gets from this book?
It's more of a the piece of paper is like a letter to someone.
So it's not really a book, it's more just like a burnt letter.
Yeah. You do see a few words like recent wave, necromancer, experiments. That's what you can see just having a quick look.
He looks to see what else is on the desk.
You don't see much else upon the desk, just some ledgers, names of adventurers that have came through.
I would like to try to make sense of the magic circles on the ground.
Give me a Arcana check then.
Oh yeah, because he's a cleric, so he can do it.
Yes.
14.
Sorry.
You can notice, you do recognize some of the symbols, but you can't put a name to the spell that the ritual that you was trying to cast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going
Is
to
there
pick up the book. No, I've taken too much time. I'm taking the book.
As you pick the book up, the burnt letter just falls to the ground.
Like disintegrates.
It doesn't disintegrate, it just falls to the ground and goes very close to the body.
I'm going to pick it up again.
As you pick up the letter, if everyone goes to the images real quick, you will see what the letter says.
Is there a blank piece of paper that could copy the symbols on?
You are carrying a blank piece of paper,
Mm-hmm.
so you can write the symbols down, yes.
And you just hear Dugo just like.
As you pick up the letter, Dougal, you read, "I hope the recent wave of adventurers to your liking. I have upheld of our deal. I hope you do the aim and release myself and my family from." You can't make out the next word upon the page, but it also continues, in which you have placed. We no longer wish to. That'll be the. If you let us finish.
Go ahead.
Sorry. We no longer wish to act necromancer anymore. We experiments are too much and messing what looks to be the word with laws of nature with what you presume to be the word respect, land, but us, Ilrid.
Land or Lord?
That is actually supposed to be Lord. My bad.
Yeah, I got one. So,
What's the name at the end? It's pretty clear. I just
Ailred. Ailred.
A-I-B.
No, AILRAD.
Okay. Elred. Okay. Have I ever heard of anyone named Elred?
You haven't heard of Ailred in your journey.
what is the so the name of the queen is Rosam. Is it the family name or the first name of her?
That's the first name of her.
Do we know the family name of the queen?
No. She presented herself as Queen Rosam.
Okay.
Right. Noah's gonna head back down the stairs.
Okay. As you head back down the stairs, you, as you look left towards the body, you see another letter that you didn't see before.
Slenderman?
Right here.
Sorry.
Yeah, on the chair that you are now in front of.
He picks it up and looks at it.
On the front, it reads Ailred, Guild Master.
Oh.
It's real convenient.
He yells upstairs. He's like, "Hey guys, found out who Elred is."
Do you all go downstairs?
I'm going to check just real quick with the other papers other than the letter.
In the book that you're holding, there's a list of names of adventurers that had been there previously.
Is there any name crossed, or is it just a list of name, normal tabloid?
It seems at a closer look, you notice at the top of the page that this is a list of adventurers sent away.
I'm just going to pick up the book and stuck it in my book of holding.
Okay.
So I'll put it in my inventory. I will put it book of Guildmaster.
Yep. Torash, what you do?
Is there a way I could destroy these magic circles?
Give me an investigation check to see if you can actually destroy them.
That is a 10.
You're looking at the circles and notice these are actually painted and carved into the floor. You're unable to remove them.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna head downstairs.
Okay.
Noah, when they get down there, he's like, "Guys, this guy, he's the guild master."
Are you going down as well, Dougal?
After checking the book, yeah, I'm going downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll let you pick.
Sorry, I pulled you down. Sorry.
Noah opens the letter to see what it says.
You just notice that it's blank.
Like there's a blank piece of paper inside an envelope, or is it?
It's like the envelope itself opens up, so it's got Ilrit on the front, and then Guildmaster just below it, and then it opens up as though it's a scroll, but the rest of it's blank, as though it's never been written on other than Ilrid.
Okay. DM, quick question.
Yep.
Does my character know? I got two questions because I forgot to ask you a question at the beginning of the session. First question is, do I know a certain Lord Synthphile?
Give me a history check.
Okay. That's a 14 plus 3, so 17.
You have read about Lord Sinfai, but you can't remember where you read it.
Okay. Is he the lord of this isle or one of the city?
That's not what you read about him.
Okay. Second question.
You
That's
just
one of.
can't remember. You just can't
Okay.
remember where you read it. Is all.
Yeah. I just read about him, but I don't know what and where. Okay.
Yeah.
Second question. One I forgot to ask you before. So when we were summoned by the Queen Rosam, was there the advisors of the Queen in the room or not?
No, due to the urgency of you being summoned, and the secrecy of what you are doing, the advisors were not there
Summoned?
at the time.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So there wasn't any chance to meet up with a certain someone, right?
No.
Perfect. Thanks.
Noah starts investigating this hallway.
Okay. Real quick. Oh, Torash, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go back to where I found the first set of footprints, and I'm gonna go walking through that room.
Okay. As you enter the room, you get a strong smell of death. At first sight, you see blood upon the sheets, but not much else until you start looking around the room. You see 2 decayed bodies to your left.
There's a lot of death in this Adventurous.
Yeah, I think everyone's dead.
You do also see
Worst Adventurous ever.
you do also see some paper on the desk in front of you.
I want to go look at the paper.
Written upon the paper, you see an address written upon it, along with a list of adventurers as well. You see Farmstead for their address.
I am going to pocket that. Keep that information.
Okay.
Before he pocketed, did the ghost saw also the book or letter with the farmstead info? Or not?
There was nothing on the ledger about Farmstead, but you did recognize as you were looking at the letter that Torish was looking at as well, you did recognize some of the adventurers' names from the ledger.
Going to take the book from the bag of holding and just present it to Torash, open it to where I saw the names, shove it to his face, literally.
Like, yes, I can read it. Got it.
Mm. And he just
Are
point
you
out
fa-
to the names.
As Dougal points out some of the names, you realize some of the names are actually matching to the piece of paper that you've just pocketed.
Mm-hmm. It's good information to know for later, hopefully.
Okay,
Take
Noah.
back the book and put it in bag of holding.
Noah, why are you continuing down this corridor? Yes.
Yes, he has his sunblade out.
Okay.
see.
You see 4 doors surrounding you now. Which one would you like to enter first?
Is there one on the end right here?
Yes.
He'll look at this one first.
As you enter the room, you see the bed is unmade, as though someone's recently slept here. And the fireplace is still going.
Hmm.
But you don't see
Is there
much else
anything of
in this
interest?
room. No, you don't see much else within the room.
Okay. Goes to This one next.
Okay. You enter this room, and you see the exact same as the previous room. Bed unmade, fire within the fireplace, and not much else.
He goes to this one next.
Okay. As you open this, you get a strong smell of shit. You've just
The
entered the bathroom.
Shit.
Shit.
He's gonna look at this one next.
Yeah. As you
Same
enter
as the
this,
other.
as you enter this one, there is a fire in the fireplace, but the bed is made. Seems whoever slept here hadn't been asleep yet.
Oh, it's got to be in something. Maybe they were all killed in their sleep, and one person didn't go to sleep. Watching. That's what it was. Says as he walks out. The rest of the group in the other room.
You're unsure where they went.
Like, hey, you at, guys?
I'm gonna come out of the room.
Do I hear him, or do we hear him?
Oh, you do hear his muffled voice
I'm
through
just
the
going
door.
to the room and check on the. So you said there were two decayed body, or and
There's
with
two
blood?
decayed. Yeah, there was two decayed bodies. Right here.
Oh, okay. But there is blood on the bed, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going. So the blood is dry, I suppose.
Yes, the blood is dry.
Bendigo is just going to check on the bodies if it's well dressed, well appropriated, and if the eyes are closed.
Give me a perception check then.
Okay. Oh, fuck me. Sorry. 7 plus 2, so 9.
All you notice that these bodies have been here a while, and they are fully naked.
Okay. Just in case, I'm just going to drop my hands on their eyelid, just to try to close their eyes, and then I'm going to take the. Okay.
As you try to close both their eyes, you find that to struggle. These have actually been here for a good few months, and
Oh yeah.
the
Okay.
eyes have been stuck open.
Yeah. So they have a state of rigor mortis. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to take the sheet of the bed and put it on over them.
Okay.
And
As
then
you do that, you when you throw the sheet over them, they suddenly crumble into dust.
Fuck.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
What does Noah see over here? These windows, or what are these?
You just see out into the garden
Okay.
when you look through the window.
Are the windows still intact, or are they broken, or?
The windows are perfectly fine. Whatever happened in this room stayed within this room.
I would like to check this room over here.
Yeah. As you enter this room, you see that there is a fire within the fireplace, and a chair sat facing it, but nothing else. The bed's made. There's no blood like the previous room that you were in. It's tidy.
Interesting. I'd like to check this room then.
Yeah. As you enter this room, you see the fire in the fireplace, but you also see a unmade bed, as though someone's been dragged out of it. There's nothing else within this room, though.
Noah's like, hey, what do you think we should do? I mean, obviously, I think that necromancer murdered a bunch of people for his experiments. I don't know the exact time frame, but one of the bodies looked really fresh. The rest looked like they'd been killed a while ago. Let's go check in the room where the body was fresh. Maybe there'll be some more clues there. He heads back
DM.
to the over here.
Yeah,
Mr.
what's up?
Ghost, quick question. The body in the central part where I'm just standing beside, how are his clothes?
Sorry?
Are they well-defined clothes, or like noble-like, or
Yeah,
is it a formal attire?
the clothes he's wearing is of a rich standing, but not of a noble standing. So,
Okay.
like, he's wearing formal clothes to what a noble would say informal gathering.
Okay, so Zugo will just point out the guy to Noah and Thorash, and just take the book and wait. In the book, is there the name of Aylred or not?
No,
Wait, who has the letter with the Aylred name on it?
that would be
Noah
Noah.
does.
Noah? Okay, then Zugo just going to point out to the man insistently.
I think it's him.
So, sorry, I just interrupted that conversation, didn't I?
Noah was just he was looking at Go and pointing. And then he shows him the all red guildmaster coat, and then asks
And
him,
he's going to just take the paper out of his hand, like snap it, and then just pointing out the name and then the body.
"Yeah, you might be. I have no idea."
And then he's just going to give back gently the paper. And yeah.
Yeah, write on this paper what you think, so I can understand what you're trying to say. Hands him back the paper with his name on it, and there's a quill or something, some ink.
So
He hands
wait,
it
you
to
want me to write on an already made letter?
He's handing
Like-
you the one that has Alred's name on it, and nothing
Okay.
else.
Yeah, okay. Then Digo is going to Let me take the image. He's going to God. Yeah, so he's going to sort of line, well, to put a line under the name of a red, an arrow, and then write sending adventurer to Lord. Sending adventurers to Lord, and then slash necromancer, and then give it back.
Maybe it's some
So
sort of
after
dark
giving it back,
lord.
it's just like stamping on his feet like a little kid.
Maybe one of the adventurers. Obviously, the guild master was working with this necromancer for some reason. Maybe he had his family or something. He's blackmailing him. That's what I gather from that note. Maybe some adventurers survived and went to try to save his family in this. Was that note you found like something about farmland?
Instead,
Farmstead?
yeah.
Maybe we should find out how to get there. Maybe we can find some adventurers that went there. At least he retraced their steps.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Should we finish checking out the rest of this guild hall though? Make sure nobody else is here.
I really don't think
Perfect.
that other guy that was here just teleported. So
Yeah. Wasn't there another room off the main lobby that we didn't check?
have we been to all the rooms yet? Those?
Yeah,
I mean,
use
on
of
this
all.
floor, right?
Yeah,
Did we go
Ones that we
to
could
the
see,
room just in
those were
front
real
of
easy
the
to
room
see.
where I exited with the
So,
the dust? Like here,
Wait.
there's a room.
Yeah,
so Torash went in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where we found the farmstead note. I think.
No, the
The
farmstead
farmstead was
was
here.
Yeah.
yeah. Right. Yous have all been in all the rooms.
Okay.
Okay.
Shit, I may have missed somebody, but fuck it.
Wasn't there a room? I see.
But we go to the blacksmith and maybe ask him a few questions about see if he knows anything about it. Maybe where Farmstead is. Maybe he's done business there in the past. Possible. Noah heads outside and looks for the blacksmith.
If you give me a second, because I just gotta quickly do something. You all head outside. Let me just pull. And you see just in front of you the blacksmith.
Person or the building?
The building.
Okay.
Do I see the blacksmith hammering, or what is he doing?
It's actually a shop with the
No outdoor foundry or anything like that.
No, it's all indoors. You do see the chimney where smoke is coming out of.
Go ahead's inside.
Okay. As you all head inside, wrong one. I'm gonna go that one. You enter We're not bring. And you, first thing you notice is a cow upstairs.
A cow.
Yes.
A live cow or a dead cow?
A live cow.
Okay.
And
Just in
the
case, you know.
It's
Wanted to make it
poking its
diff.
head. It's poking its head over the rail, looking down at you.
Oh, it just looks like.
Yes. You
Okay,
hear.
that's interesting.
You hear. All you hear is, yes, how can I help you?
Are you the blacksmith?
What of it? What do you want?
We wanted to meet with the guild master, the Adventurous Guild. But apparently, he's been murdered by necromancers. So he was wondering if you know where Farm Dead is. A town in the area, I think.
Yeah, it's just outside the gate.
Oh,
Why do you want to go to that area? I hear it's
Yeah,
cursed.
oh, it's cursed. Might be where the necromancers are hiding out. Yeah,
I would
they are.
explain the curse part.
Yeah. We
So,
might need to
what-
clear
what-
out some rubbish out of that place.
Okay, so why you come here then?
I just wanted to know, since you're across the street from the Adventurous Guild, do you know anything? Did you see anything unusual or hear anything about what happened?
Hear anything? I've been banging away at my forge. I don't have time to hear anything or see anything.
Uh, do any of the adventurers do they stop in for gear every once in a while? Notice anyone unusual in the area? He sets 5 gold on the table.
You see, you hear him grunt and then look up at the cow and go, "What do you think? Should I tell him?" You hear from the cow, "Mm." And he turns back to you and go, "Huh, my god said no. Now fuck off."
Takes his gold back.
I'm going to look to the cow and try to. Okay, that's a bit weird. But I want to know if it's maybe a druid.
Give me your arcana check. That would
Okay.
be the only way you would know.
Oh fuck, natural one.
no.
Natural one, just pure because I don't have any modifier for arcana.
Can Noah assist
The-
him?
Not in that one.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a nat
Um,
one I already rolled, so yeah.
I
Okay, you go to the jail.
As you start looking at the cow turns its head at you, looks down, moves angrily, and you hear from the blacksmith, "Get the fuck out my shop now before I use one of my goddamn weapons on you."
is he saying that to all of us or just
To all of
to-
you.
yeah? Okay.
Such hostility from a blacksmith.
What?
We're not trying to cause any trouble here. Besides, we probably could take you on anyway. So,
Not with
good
my
to be
god in the
threatening your
room.
customers. I don't think. He
I
kind of
don't
says
care.
in a rough
You're
tone.
He goes, "I don't care. Your little friend shouldn't be messing with my god."
What did you say to me?
Did you say god
Nice.
or cow? Wait.
I said God.
You have that cow is your god, eh?
That cow is my God. What of it?
Well, I'm just curious. What can it do? I mean,
It can kick you out of this shop in an instant.
he just laughs and slaps his hand on the table.
Oh, you don't believe me?
I mean, I have heard of wizards being able to turn into animals, magics and stuff. Could be a reasonable explanation.
My God is not a wizard. Though, at word I could tell him to get you out. If you are refusing to leave.
We are not trying to cause you any trouble. We are just looking at your shop. Might be
If you're
interested
trying
in a
not to
purchase.
cause trouble, get out. I am not selling to you.
That's okay. Is there anything we can do for you to make up for this inconvenience?
No. Only getting out would make up for this inconvenience.
He pulls out his sun sword or his sun blade and like, are you sure about that? You really want to go there?
Yes, I'm sure about that. Watch. With a click of his fingers, you are all suddenly transported outside.
What the fuck? Okay.
I guess that guy's a wizard. What the hell?
What is it? Interesting god.
What does Noah know about druids? Did he know anything about like animal shape or any of the magic?
He would have realized that druids could turn into anything they wanted after the confrontation with the Raven King.
Okay. So
But
Noah does suspect that cow
you're
might actually be a
unsure.
druid.
Yeah, yes, but you're unsure of it.
Mm.
My Tajugo will just, after being expulsed from the blacksmith by, I don't know, any mechanism or magic, I don't know, is just going to go to the corner to see if there's any people who have seen this.
You
Is
don't
there anyone looking
see
around?
you don't see anyone close by.
Mm.
But as you are looking around, you do see a sign pointing towards something.
Noah investigates.
As you approach the sign, you see written upon it, "To Farmstead."
Like, hey guys, Farmstead's over here. You want to check it out?
That is where the letter said. Might be best to go do.
Yeah. Maybe we can find some alive adventurers, perhaps.
You see
That
in
would
front
be
of you,
great.
you see in front of you, standing in your way, a guard. He goes, "And where are you going?"
Guard or god?
A
I thought you said
guard.
God first.
Yeah, because I heard god again, so
So many
I have
gods
my
in this
suspicion.
town.
Oh, the guards are
No,
gods.
A god, as in a soldier.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry. It's how I'm sounding.
Just before, following, do you guys going to put his hand on the blacksmith build? Is it full of stone or is there wood planks?
It's full of stone.
Fuck. Okay. Is there any barrels that maybe the blacksmith owns outside?
You're unsure on who owns what.
He kind of seemed like a mean guy. I mean, he might be connected with the necromancers. He did tell us about the farmstead that was cursed.
I'm going to. Okay. I don't know if I can do it, but I want to ask: can I do a hand of harm on a barrel and try to put a harm key that can trigger by touching the barrel?
Are you just doing it on a random barrel?
Yeah, just on the run. The first barrel that I see that may be the nearest from the blacksmith.
Sure, why not?
Okay, then I'll put a key point to that. There we go.
As you walk away, a worker goes up to the barrel and picks it up and gets sent flying away.
With necrotic energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the necromancer's work, okay? That's sorry. Joke. As Dogo sees that, he he just runs a bit faster toward his friend. Like, fuck.
Um. That honestly just knocked me in a laughing fit. Right.
Is this
Okay.
like necrotic energy in these barrels?
No,
he made it so that there was necrotic energy at a touch.
Well, hands of harm are necrotic and well, it's necrotic damage, so necrotic energy, yeah.
Yeah. At a touch.
When
next
they touch the
person.
barrel, it inflicts necrotic damage. So it's 1d4 plus 2 for the work.
You just say the work out walking away. Oh god, why do I keep working like this? Oh. The guy goes to you. Right. So, where you going? State your business before I let you out.
Headed out.
You what? What?
Just out.
Oh, it's gotta be on official business. No one leaves the town unless it's official business.
Why do we have to tell you where we're going?
It's policy.
Will this do? He pulls out a gold coin.
Sure, go on, go. He takes the gold coin.
Go ahead to farmstead.
Yeah.
Farmstead.
You all arrive at Farmstead. Give me a sec because I forgot to put make it so that I could see. You see a lot of crops that haven't been attended to in a good few weeks. What would you like to do? Dougal's just heading straight down towards the house.
He's going to sit. No, he's going to sit down in the middle of the path and try to sense harm key, please. Death energy. Yeah,
You doing what?
I'm trying to sense harm key, death energy, necrotic energy, death.
You're trying to sense it or send it?
Sense. Yeah, sense. I'm not
Right.
doing the barrel thing again.
As you're sensing death and decay, you sense a couple of bodies within this building.
Okay.
Noah, are you moving down? Or are you munching?
You can do both.
No, because you have to hold your cookie with the two hands. Sorry.
So, what
do need
does
to stop that.
Noah see?
You all see the crops that haven't been tended to in weeks, and
Any
you
buildings,
see a barn through the trees, and a house as well.
Noah wants to go investigate the barn. Also, I'm gonna grab a drink real fast. I'll be back in like a minute.
Okay, I'll quickly move you down to the barn doors then.
Alright.
What's everyone else doing?
I'm going to. So after sensing the key, I'm just going to go just beside the farmland, and with my giant slayer and axe, I'm just going to pound a bit of earth, like try to tend a bit.
So you're trying to get some food, basically.
Yeah, to see if the crop are corrupted or if they're still eatable.
Okay, give me an investigation check on them then.
Yeah.
Torash, what are you doing? Torash?
Sorry, I was guild shit was going on. I was curious what was happening.
Alright.
Got a 14, by the way.
You
Going to what?
can't see that they're corrupt, and they do look good to eat, but you're still unsure on that. And what was that, Torash?
I'm gonna walk in a little bit more.
Okay. Is
See
there
what's
anything
happening.
you'd like to do with that crop then, Dougal?
Which type of crop is it? Potato,
It's
tomato, corn.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm just going to pocket it into my bag of holding.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm going to follow.
I'm back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. I've got a corn.
Okay, so Noah, you were going into the barn, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. If
I'll
you
follow
want.
him in the park.
Okay. As you enter the barn, you both suddenly see two bodies in front of you. They look like they've been dead for a while.
So many dead
What
bodies.
kind of people do they look like?
They look like farm workers.
How dead? How long? I think they've been dead.
How dead? Pretty fucking dead.
They look like they've been dead for about a month.
Okay. Anything else of interest? A hammer over here.
There's nothing else It looks like the stable's being cleared out. Sorry, the barn's being cleared out. Just leaving the bodies there.
Okay. Does this ladder go up to anything?
It just leads up to an overhang that looks like it's got hair in it.
Okay. He wants to go look up there, see if there's anything of interest.
Yeah. Give me a perception check for up there then. I don't have an actual floor for that, by the way.
Natural one, nothing.
As you climb up, you poke your head above and you see a rat darting across. You're suddenly surprised and you fall backwards off the ladder.
On the body or not?
Just falling. on top
No,
of
no,
it.
just onto
Falling
the
all
floor.
over the place.
Uh,
Yeah,
Can
no,
I-
as clumsy.
Yeah,
Can
because
I
it's
try to
on
figure out
front and on the back by the corpses. Smeared by
Yeah.
What was
blood.
that? What was that, Noah?
I was gonna ask
Was
if I
that-
could figure out what was the cause of death for the bodies.
Oh, give me an investigation check on that then.
Woo! Nat 20.
You see, within that 20, you see that these two are being whipped, not decapitated, dismembered. The female body that's in front of you, you see, is being dismembered, whipped, and other things I'm not gonna say. The
Pickle,
male,
got it.
the male is also being whipped and beaten, and also has claw marks in his chest.
Oh, guys, it stinks in here. Let's get out of here.
Interesting.
So is it the
Somebody tortured
so
them.
that's for the woman's body, but the man's body?
So the woman's is being dismembered, whipped, and other things.
Yeah.
The male has been whipped, but bruised as though he's been punched and has claw marks in his chest.
Okay. Is okay. So I'm going to try to settle the features like I always do, like when I was in the Adventurous Guild, and try to put the eyelids down and try to find something to cover them up.
The eyes are shut already, but
Okay.
you don't see anything to cover them up with.
Okay, then I'm going to dispose them carefully in the boxes here and here.
Within the stable stall, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
and just like in position, like if they were sleeping against the hay. And for the dismembered woman, just placing the pieces like if it was a body and just laying down the floor.
So with the female, you don't see her dismembered arm lying around within here.
One of her arm or both her arm?
Just one of her arms.
Which one?
It's her left hand. That's dismembered and missing.
Okay, so it's the arm or the hand which is missing?
It's literally like the lower half of the arm
Okay,
that's
okay,
missing.
okay.
Mm.
Mm.
I want to go check out the house. Beer.
Yeah.
Is there a figure over here? What is this ghost?
Oh, that's Balmy. That's Balmy.
Okay.
Just following us.
She's just
Yeah.
like,
Balmy's like on
In her book.
autopilot. Yeah. She's
Step
autopilot in a book.
yeah. Right. Noah follows.
Make sure she doesn't get hit by a carriage.
That's why I've pulled her into the barn area. So Torash, as you enter, you see that the fireplace is still crackling with life. Someone's been here recently.
Mm.
You see stairs going down.
I
Instead-
give
and
SWAT signs.
stairs. I was gonna say, and the stairs going up seem to be broken and collapsed.
Mm.
But there is a faint smell of death.
Noah wants to go look over here. This area.
You see multiple doors, and that look like they're leading to rooms.
I go into this room right here.
You see a small single bed
That
that
is a
seems
very
to be
small
for a
room.
child. Yeah, seems to be for a child.
Mm.
You don't see much else in there.
Check the next one.
You
goes
see the
into this
exact
room.
same as the previous room. Noah's just went
Oh,
back
that's a
outside.
deck. Okay.
And then the last one. I'm guessing
Same
the exact
again.
same.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one.
Digo is
No.
just going to stay outside and go to the side garden to see
Okay.
what's going on.
Noah, you saw a single bed that was a little bit bigger, more for an adult.
And this room. Should I?
Bathroom.
He wants to
back
see
to the
if he
house.
can climb upstairs, even though it's broken.
If you want to try and go upstairs, you would have to roll really high on your acrobatics.
Could I
Like,
help give
what
him a
does it look
lift
like?
up there?
No, because it's like from the third step, and it's very high up.
I'm a tall guy.
I know you're a tall guy, but then you would also have to make a roll, climb on you.
Mhm. Is
Does
there
it
stairs
look?
going? The stairs
Yeah,
going
what was
down
that?
as well, or just up.
It's going down. The stairs going down seem intact. Also, Dougal, that's just an outhouse.
What?
An
Outhouse.
outhouse.
What's that?
Poop. Toilet.
Oh, okay. Can I check if
Hey.
there's anybody in?
You don't see way in. It's an outhouse. but
wait.
don't-
So it's a toilet with no doors to go in?
Weirdly enough, yes.
That's fucked up. Okay, then Dugo is just going to run to go in the building.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
downstairs.
Okay. Are you all following them?
Yeah, no follows.
Okay.
Just assessing the situation, then yeah, go following.
Right, as you all follow, you find a dungeon.
Oh wow.
You are all there. Yeah. Okay. Give me a sec. Because I don't think I haven't give thingy a permission. As you find this dungeon, it suddenly, your vision all becomes blurry. And we're gonna fade to black.
Ah, not this shit again.
Good session.
Where's time to pass out? Where's time to pass out?
No, the black.